in general, guys, every lender and every credit monitoring service is going to have a set algorithm to calculate your scores. So typically, your scores will be different everywhere you shop around. When I got pre-approved for a mortgage, this was last year March, my scores was like 760 something. When I went, that same March, I went to get a vehicle, my scores was like 702, 705 or something like that. And meanwhile, credit check total, which I had at the time, was, you know, high 730, 740. So it's all going different. You just want to make sure that you're getting an accurate credit monitor. That's going to give you all of those accounts and the history that's associated with it.
Gotcha. I think you have a question too, correct?
When a person gets business credit, you get a much bigger business line than for a personal credit card. Is that right?
Okay, so we'll talk about business credit.
Yeah.
Are you asking the difference in the?
I guess kind of going back to the question about your the credit utilization percentage. You always want that to be. So I guess if you were to really get a business credit line, which is usually bigger than your average credit card, does that kind of help you as far as lowering your credit utilization? I'm thinking, is that a good way to improve your overall credit score?
So the business credit profile and the personal credit profile will be separate.
Okay.
They will be separate. But yes, if you get, you open up credit cards to get higher limits, then it does take utilization down. Because you got more, now you have access to more. And when I talked about earlier, I think I may have skipped this one, understanding credit. If you get one of these credit monitor service, they have credit tips on there. I mean, it explains exactly what credit is, how it works. It has a key on there that tells you, hey, this mark means this. This mark means that. It's not very difficult to read. It's not like the, what's that, the periodic table. It's much more simple. So it gives you exactly what's going on. So if you really just want to, you know, an overall description of what's going on with your credit, look at that key. It's going to, and it's bold. It's like green is good, red is bad. And if your whole credit profile is a lot of red on there, then you
When it comes to inquiries, if you want to increase and build your credit, you have to apply for lines of credit. So, I know Juan was saying you don't want more than 4 or 5 within a 6-month period. Is it best to just take the time, like let's say it's now February, apply for 5 of them, and then, you know, just wait out the time?
So, okay, so
for the inquiries, or have them removed?
That's a great question. The first thing I would suggest is if you subscribe to the website, I'm not sure if you already subscribe, you guys subscribe to the website because you're going to get a free download of our personal financial statement. Now, on that personal financial statement, it's going to have a spreadsheet. It's going to be titled Cost of Capital. So you literally be able to list every credit card or lender account that you have and the date that it was open. Now, once you have that date that it was open, you can decide. You can set another date, and it's date to ask for an increase in your limit. So it's every 6 months. So, you know, maybe all 6 of your cards on the same month, let's say March, you got to ask for an increase, but it's probably all different. Every 6 months, maybe April for Visa, it may be September for Discover, it may be June for another card that you have. So you just go off that timetable. Now, you should also ask if the creditor or lender actually pulls your credit report for an increase, because not all of them do.
I see.
But if you want to avoid piling them up, then you would strategically go through and, you know, go specifically by the date. However, sometimes you cannot help a credit inquiry pile up because you may have a lot of credit to apply for. If that's the case, then you just get them removed. So it's just a game. It's just a financial game. You get a bunch of inquiries getting removed, nobody knows why. Then you get a bunch more inquiries getting removed, you're still in the same position. Does that answer your question?
It does.
Okay.
Because I only have 1 card. I'm thinking to get a few.
Most definitely. I would say, and I think Camille can tell you about this, when you went to your mortgage lender, they said they recommended at least 4 or 5. Yeah, and that's the same thing I would do. At least 4 or 5 revolving accounts. It's not just about having a credit card. Because I know some people say, oh, well, you know, I don't need 5 credit cards. What if, I don't know, what if I put a gun to my head and I go out spending all of them? That's what people act like. They act like somebody is going to force them to go spend all the money available on these credit cards. But just open up the credit cards and be responsible with them. That's all it takes. And once you open up the credit cards, you got those 4 or 5 accounts, you want to get those increased every 6 months. Because it's not just about credit score. It's also about credit history. Yeah. And credit usage. lenders want to look at not just somebody who has a good score, but somebody who's responsible with multiple accounts and also higher amounts. So if you have a 800 credit score and you have, let's say, 2 revolving accounts of $1,000, and I have a 680, and I have, let's say, 10 revolving accounts of 20,000 plus, who's more likely to get credit? Me. Because I've shown that I've handled all of these accounts with this large amount of money. Right. So, got it. Any more?
The name of that book again, Ryan, the 7 Habits of...
Oh, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Did you see that reference I put in there, one? Yeah. That's a really great book, by the way. It hit me after watching the actual video. So if you go to YouTube, put that in YouTube, it actually gives you a
Summary.
because the book is 13 hours on audio. But if you go, it's a YouTube clip, just search 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and give you a summary. It's like 1 hour and 45 minutes, and it's really good.
It's by Stephen Covey.
Yeah, Stephen Covey, and that's PH. The next thing I want to talk about to you guys is business credit. Is anybody familiar with business credit, or has anybody here been approved for business credit? Natasha, can you tell us about business credit? Well, just tell us your experience.
Well, was quite easy because I am technically illiterate, and I applied online after several texts to one, and we finally got me through. But from there, once you applied, it was just holding in the whole way through. I had this credit they required, I had the cards and the history they required, and from start to finish, it took me like 19 days, but he went the 30 days, like, I guess, from start to finish, but I got it approved from day one, and then I got all my cards within that time. It was a matter of just waiting for someone to reply back.
Excellent. We gotta get her on camera after this too.
So, but everything you said was true, and quick response at work.
How much, if you don't mind sharing?
59,000.
Excellent.
19 days?
Yeah, it's crazy.
But
So-
it's crazy because one will give you like 30,000 and some little jerk try to give you 1,000.
Yeah. Now, this is a tip. If I'm not sure how long ago your last car, but if it's within about 2 weeks, if you call that when they gave you a smaller limit, you can actually call them and get that increase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Because you can just say, because you just talk to somebody, then you can finesse them. You can be like, hey, well, I just got 30,000. Give me a little bit more. Yeah.
But they did. They started to finish.
We got a question for you.
Piggyback on what she said. Any one of those lines report on your customer credit?
No, none of the credit came on here, but on the credit check total, I saw that it had now the 6 cards that he applied for shows that I had 6 new inquiries. But it's,
Correct.
so it's not within that 30 days yet, but it's not on my personal yet, but I'm.
No, it's so. I'm gonna go. That's a great question. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was just wanted Natasha to tell you a little bit about her experience with the service aspect or from a client's perspective.
Okay.
But what business credit is actually physical credit cards. Physical credit cards not attached to your personal credit profile, but only your business credit profile. So we talked about credit, the importance of credit. Not only can it get you a nice house, a nice car, all those things in terms of what kind of business person you are. Because a lot of people think, oh man, I want to hear about real estate. I want to hear about credit. Well, not only can good credit actually get you qualified for the real estate you want, but it can also give you access to creative financing in the form of physical credit cards not attached to your personal credit profile. But you do, however, like she states, Natasha stated, she had inquiries on her personal credit because you personally guarantee the debt. It doesn't appear in your personal credit profile, but you do personally guarantee it. This means should you default, this is making a lot of non-payments, yes, they're going to put it on your credit profile. So it's like similar to being sued. Yeah, exactly, you're co-signing for it. So as long as you make your minimum payments, which is typically 1% of the total amount used, then you're able to keep it away from your personal credit profile. So she has access to 50-some-odd thousand of revolving credit. So this is never going to go away. There's also no set time to actually pay it, as long as she's making her minimum payment. So she can use it just want to say wash it like a drug money, but she can use it and reuse it and reuse it over and over again. Now, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, one good thing I did in my personal life, maybe I've been putting that on there, was I had a really light payment on my car, but I just wrote a check for that, paid it off, and then I transferred it to the business side to just not have anything to do with it, and I just paid one check to fix, have my business looking pretty.
Nice. And so she basically transferred her personal
And I
debt
have-
over to her business.
I have 18 months at 0% on that. Granted, I was only paying 1.74, but I like to do that.
Understood.
So,
And you can do that as well. Transfer personal debt to that business credit. That way your personal credit is even looking more pretty or even more, yes.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes. Question.
That commingled funds?
Huh?
That
No,
commingled,
I didn't go to
okay. I was asking what that commingled funds since you.
Oh, no. So now, business credit, of course, it comes with the personal guarantee. So you do have to have your credit looking pretty. So I'm gonna give you a few things about how the ideal candidate will look. One, the ideal candidate will have a 720 credit score. 2, no minor or major delinquencies within the past 2 years. At least one revolving account of $5,000 or more. So this means, not just the one credit card for $1,200. You got to get it over $5,000. You want to show some meat to your credit profile. Also, less than 5 inquiries per bureau. So these lenders, Natasha said she got 50 grand in 19 days. So if I'm gonna give you 50 grand in 19 days, you gotta come right. So you gotta have that credit looking pretty. So that's less than 5 inquiries per credit bureau. You also want to have a minimum 10-year credit history. Now these are all ideal. It's not what I had. It's not what one had. Louis, I'm not sure what you had when you moved forward.
I had a 680.
I had a 680 as well. I had a 680. I had 6 years credit history. I had one revolving account. It was that's why I said $1,200 because I actually had a $1,200 card at the time. And I had one late pay within the past 2 years, the one that couldn't be removed off of one of my credit card, that same credit card account. So with that said, just apply. You never want to disqualify yourself. You always want a qualified professional to disqualify you. That's why a lot of people, to be honest, don't move forward. That's why a lot of people don't excel or don't get to that next level. It's because they always say to themselves, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Meanwhile, everybody else is not ready is applying and they moving up. That's why we're not getting promotions and stuff out here. That's why we're not making no money. It's because we always think we're not ready yet. Now it's not us. Not me. Let me get this right. Let me get all my ducks in a row. Meanwhile, I'm not gonna talk about too much, but Bush didn't have all his ducks in a row. He got presidents. You know what I'm saying? So it's a certain set of people who just go for it. So that's what I advise you guys to do. Just go for it. Now, once you apply, because it's just consultation, that's free. It's no charge. Once you apply, you'll be able to get a good understanding or starting point from where you're at. So we're actually going to give you, if you apply through 100% finance, of course, welcome. You apply through 100% finance, we'll give you actionable steps to move forward. It's not just, hey, your credit sucks. It's, hey, your credit sucks and you need to do these 10 things in order for you to get your credit better. Because you may think it's 100 things that you need to do to fix, but it's only 2. And that happens all the time. We just got somebody approved with a bankruptcy. We got somebody approved that had like 4 years credit history. It's many stories that we have. But once you get set straight by a qualified professional, then you know how to proceed. It's all about knowing where you start first.